Welcome to a new film. The film begins with a bodyguard named Michael, and he was working in a security agency to protect individuals, and the agency was in London. Michael is a fierce and powerful fighter, and is therefore the most important person in the security agency. Michael's mission is to protect Takashi, who is an arms dealer, and there is more than one side that wants killers. It is a very difficult task, but Michael manages to do it. Takashi arrives on his plane. Michael bids farewell to Takashi and was very happy that he will be promoted in the agency. But suddenly a gunshot hits Takashi and he dies inside the plane. And Michael remains standing in his place shocked by what happened. Because his evaluation at work will decrease in the security agency he works for, and indeed this is what happened. 2 years later we see Michael and he has a new assignment. And his mission was to secure an important lawyer named Seifert. Seifert was in danger and threatened with death, and Michael had to protect him and drive him to Seifert's meeting place. Michael secures the protection, but a gang comes to them and tries to kill Seifert, and we watch Michael fight professionally. Michael eliminates the gang without using any weapons, and he can protect the lawyer. And he is happy that he will be able to return to the security agency. In Belarus, we see President Djokovic, who is a wrongful person and has many enemies, and be a suspect in dangerous operations. Djokovic knows Professor Asimov has a project that conflicts with his interests, and this project is a threat to the existence of Djokovic in the government in Belarus. Djokovic kills the family of Professor Asimov, but fortunately, the media is aware of what happened, and large demonstrations take place, and the case goes to court. We watch Professor Asimov talk about what happened and Djokovic is in court. But there was no strong evidence against Djokovic, and the media began to tell people that whoever has evidence should present it to the court so that Djokovic can be convicted. In the Interpol office, the agents are in a meeting with Darius, who is one of the most dangerous hired killers and was working for a while with Djokovic. And he killed many of Djokovic's enemies. Darius was arrested, but he did not confess to Djokovic's crimes. Interpol agents ask him to confess against Djokovic in any of the cases in which he was involved, and in return they will release his wife, Sonia, from prison. Darius agrees to their offer and they agree with him and tell him that they will transfer him to the court under heavy security so that he confesses to what Djokovic has done. Agent Amelia is responsible for Darius' transfer. Amelia is Michael's ex-girlfriend, and there were problems between them that led to their separation. During the process of transporting him to the court, a car exploded in front of the car Darius was in. A confrontation occurs between Interpol agents and the gang that tries to prevent them from going to court. The gang was very large in number, and the Interpol agents could not confront them. All the Interpol agents are killed except Amelia and Darius. Amelia and Darius were able to kill all the gang members and get rid of them. Amelia stops Darius so he doesn't try to escape. Darius tells her that someone from Interpol informed Djokovic's gang, and Amelia takes Darius to a safe place and manages to take him to court and carry out the task. We know here that it was Jean who tipped off Djokovic's gang. Jane is the assistant to the president of Interpol. Here we see Jean informing Djokovic of the Interpol team's moves. In this scene, we see Amelia calling Michael to ask him for help in moving Darius to court. Amelia threatens Michael to tell Interpol of the operations he was carrying out if he refuses to help her. Indeed, Michael goes to Amelia, and here we know that the reason for the separation was because of the murder of the arms dealer, who was under Michael's protection. And when Michael watches Darius, a quarrel occurs between them because they know each other, as Darius was trying to kill the agents that Michael was protecting. But during the quarrel, Darius faints as a result of bleeding in his leg after he was shot during the clash with Djokovic's gang. Here we see Amelia treating Darius. She asks Michael to secure Darius until he arrives at court. Amelia goes to tell the Interpol director. Then Djokovic's gang comes and tries to kill Darius. But a fight takes place between them, and Michael and Darius can kill a number of them. Then they take a car and flee with it. But the gang kept chasing them and managed to reach them, and a shootout occurred between them, and Darius was able to kill them and blow up their car. Michael asks Darius why he will confess against Djokovic. He told him that he had made a deal with Interpol for his wife's release. He got to know her after he saved her in a fight. He stayed at a night bar and managed to help her. They loved each other and got married. However, They were arrested because they were carrying out criminal operations together. And then Michael and Darius move to continue their path. And Darius tells Michael about his start in the world of crime. Darius tells Michael that his father used to work as a pastor in a church and he was killed without any reason. Darius was 17 years old at the time and Darius managed to kill the person who killed his father. And then he became a professional killer and then worked with Djokovic. They reach the city of Amsterdam and go to Michael's house. But Darius manages to escape. The gang is still searching for them everywhere. Michael manages to find Darius, and they agree to work together. Darius tells Michael that he was the one who killed the arms dealer Michael was protecting. Michael gets angry and hits Darius and tells him that he has to protect himself from now on. Michael was sitting in a cafe in the city center. Suddenly the gang attacked Darius. The gang was trying to kill Darius but Michael was not interested. But Michael felt that Darius was in danger. He tries to help Darius from the gang that is trying to kill him, and he uses his weapon. Darius manages to escape after he takes the boat and escapes. But the gang manages to take Michael and try to find out where Darius is, but he did not tell them anything, despite their beating and torture of him. Suddenly, Darius appears in the place, beats the gang, and manages to save Michael, so that they go to court. Darius asks about Amelia. Michael informs him that he met Amelia at the funeral of an Interpol agent. And Amelia was there with the Interpol team in order to arrest the dead agent's brother. But they discovered, and a clash occurred between the dead agent's brother and Interpol agents. Michael had something to do with the murder, so he was present at the scene. And Michael managed to save Amelia in the clash and fell in love with her. Michael tells Darius they have to change the car they're driving so the gang won't catch up with them. But the gang finds them and starts chasing them. Michael calls Amelia and tells her about what happened and also apologizes to her because he believed that whoever killed the arms dealer was orchestrated by Amelia. Darius hits the brakes, Michael jumps out of the car, Darius runs away with the car, and the gang starts chasing him. Darius manages to destroy the gang's cars and escape from them. Michael tries to escape but the gang corners him in the restaurant. But Michael can kill them. Darius arrives at Michael and takes him, and they flee. They arrive at the court and Darius confesses to all the crimes that Djokovic has done. And he showed them pictures of Djokovic killing citizens who opposed him. Then the judge asks the police to arrest him. Suddenly, a large speeding car arrives and explodes in front of the courthouse. And we see Djokovic taking the gun from the policeman and trying to kill Darius. However, Michael jumps in and saves Darius, and the bullet hits him. Djokovic tries to escape from court but Darius tries to catch him. In this scene, Amelia tries to arrest the assistant director of Interpol, because he was the one who was telling Djokovic's gang about Interpol's movements. Jean was close to killing Amelia. However, Michael manages to save her. Djokovic was trying to escape and a plane was waiting for him. But Darius prevents him from boarding the plane and kills the crew, blowing up the plane. And then he throws Djokovic from the roof and kills him. Here we watch the ambulance taking Michael because he was shot. Darius comes to Michael and thanks him because he saved his life. And also because he was able to get his wife out of prison. Amelia comes over to thank and apologize to Michael. And after a while we see Darius with his wife Sonia in a bar after their release. They are celebrating their wedding anniversary. And it's a fight in the bar. But they were not interested and focused on enjoying themselves. And here ends the synopsis of this movie. Do not forget to enter the channel to see more films that you will like.